Aw. Hi,
'Cause they're
Heather.
Hi, Scott.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay, and you?
Had an early day from work, which was nice, not too
That's always
intense.
nice. Yes.
Well, I see the Sisters of the Mystical Tarot are online doing some politics. And, oh gosh, Lisa and Medium Kim are on.
Oh, wow.
Hardcore
So
Connected is
there's
on. We got a
oh,
lot of competition going on.
oh, no competition. Just
Oh,
jumping from one live to the other.
Terry
I bet
Lee.
later on, sure you'll have
Terry
Linda
Lee is
G
on.
on.
Good
But
Lord.
we have
Hey.
Anita with us though. We have Holly. We have Angla. So
Yeah, no big
we have
deal.
some peeps here.
It's all good. It doesn't matter. We
Oh,
just
Blue
wanted.
Tarot, that's new.
Who's that?
Blue Tarot, hello.
Oh,
I
Blue
don't
Tarot.
know
There we
you.
go. How are
Yeah.
you? You got a Blue Tarot got a channel, or you just like your name? Oh, hi,
And we got
Allison.
Allie here.
I know
I
everyone
know,
is
that's what
watching
Scott and I
this.
were just saying.
Quite
Got a
a
Libra
few.
lady. Wow, these are some people I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, we just wanted to do a few mystery things, get off the politics and just
Yeah,
get around. So we,
they will come.
yeah,
Throw the
we just,
cards and they will come. Instead, build the field and they will come.
oh,
Throw some
blue
cards
is
and they will
go
come.
blue or vote blue. Thank you very much. Excellent. Love it. So
Oh,
yeah,
very cool.
so I don't know if you peeps know about the Y files.
Very
Uh,
cool. And who introduced you to the Y files?
yeah,
This
AJ,
girl right here.
yeah, AJ and
AJ
Hecklefish.
Hecklefish.
He does a great job with
Yes, he
his
does.
investigations and what he puts together. He must have a
Hmm.
like a teleprompter or something he reads off of because it's very
Yeah.
detailed.
And he said it took a long time for him to get the channel to take off. He just hit 1 million subscribers. Woohoo! Go AJ and Hecklefish. And people are saying, "Who's
Yeah.
Hecklefish?" You have to watch a video. I can't say to understand Hecklefish. You have to experience Hecklefish. So,
Oh,
but that was
yeah.
such a great idea.
Hey, Blue Tarot. Anyway, no, they weren't planted. I've looked at it a couple times. We looked at it Sunday. We looked at it Tuesday. No, it was just a mistake by his aides and the busy time of getting out. It was a total
Hope
mistake.
it was a mistake by the aides, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it logically, how can Secret Service or anyone else get a hold of classified information? They
Well,
have to
how did 45 do it? He had people inside. I mean, I'm just
because
saying it's
because
possible.
he has
Mhm.
being the president, you got to have you know top secret clearance. He gets to see all this stuff.
Yeah.
So when he gets that, he just never gave it back.
At least
And
Biden didn't eat it
right, he didn't eat it.
or shove it down his toilet. Sorry.
So it
Oh,
might
I
be,
gotta
let's say
laugh.
it might be a possibility, if something was found in one place, a few documents, but how can any Secret Service or anyone in the Trump administration get a hold of information like that, reproduce it, and plant it in his garage or his pen center or whatever, Not possible. So yeah, I think it'll be fine with there, but it could hurt him politically because everyone on the right is going to be
Hmm.
hammering about it. But anyway, on his channel, he has some great stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't think this one's going to be all that awesomeness,
It's
but
complicated
yeah, pretty much.
and it's interesting. There's the house and then the secret grove. So I think it was just accidental. Although I did get the moon, but I'll leave it as that because I don't typically do political. I leave
On
that to the professionals like this guy right here.
Secret Service said they don't want to protect him anymore. Yeah,
Who? Oh, I don't
so
know.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that one. But
I'm sorry.
anyway,
I don't trust any politician I can shake a stick at. So.
okay, where am I at? I
Oh,
lost
I
it.
love that picture. I'm like,
What?
oh, I'm automatically looking to see if there's a doggy or a kitty that looks like one of mine.
Oh, the back screen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
the Kola Superdeep borehole, or as Beavis would say, boy hole.
Okay. I'll have to check out Ari, but I don't know. They gotta do their job. I don't think they're all Trumpers. So anyway, many times on this planet here, different countries tried to bore to the center of the Earth, or as far as they could do it. So there's this one that got the deepest was the Kola Superdeep borehole,
Oh, you got pictures. Okay, I won't pull up the pictures.
and it was in Russia, and they made it down. Drilling began in 1970. Yeah,
Yep,
and it made it. It was a 9-inch hole.
yep.
They
Smaller than a piece of pie.
tried to
I mean,
take
smaller than a pie.
samples.
Yep. 8 by 4.
There was other drilling sites, in the U.S. and Arkansas, I think, or something, but
Oklahoma. I know they
Oklahoma.
were
Thank
mentioning
you.
one of them. Yep.
So yeah, they one drilling site was, I don't know, maybe a mile down. And they found a whole bunch of water. Other places got down and it got so dang hot that the drill bits just melted.
Yeah.
But this one made it down to a record of
12,000 feet, which is yeah, no.
um,
Yeah,
the
12,000
rig.
feet, which was 2,000 plus miles down below. And they
No, I
said they
think
went as steep, almost as steep as the Mariana Trench.
where the heck is it? There was a. They said how many miles? I think it was
Yeah.
like 7.5 miles or something.
I thought they said there was, hold on a sec. Oh, which one? The one in the one that got the deepest. Okay, no, Mazi, you cannot come up on the table. Come on, get down. Let's see, because I was
Um,
watching that one video.
okay. Yeah, they said they found water too. Yeah, this is where it was.
Mhm.
Water is not naturally vaporizing at any depth in any borehole. Instead, water was found at great depths.
Okay, so it's
Um,
12,000 feet. Oh, sorry,
any
Scott.
scientific models never predicted any water, but they got down so far because the heat never got that intense like other holes.
So 2
But
thousand miles.
microscopic plankton fossils were found at
Mm-hmm.
3.7 miles down.
Yep.
Large quantities of hydrogen gas. Um, the drilling mud that flowed out of it was described as boiling with hydrogen.
Yeah.
They had to end it in 1992 because of funding,
Mm-hmm.
and the Soviet
And
Union
in
collapsed.
politics, yeah, there was that
Right.
political strife going on with that. And actually, what I was that one video that I went to go send you that you sent me at the same time. That was so cool.
Like
He was
mine.
saying that on and off over the years, other countries tried to help, and it was officially shut down in 2008. That's where they just said enough, and they drilled it shut, and they just let the building go to.
Yeah. So that's the picture. Here's a.
Here we go.
There's where it's just capped. Everything's just mangled up.
Now, Holly, the one that you're getting excited about when they suddenly shut it down, what I found out and shared with Scott was that there was another drill site in Siberia in Russia. And that's where the urban legend came of them finding the hole to hell. So when people got wind of that, they decided to attach that story to the Kola, super hole or borehole. I call it the super hole. Super hole, borehole. Um, but they did send a microphone down there to record some sounds, and that was kind of scary. But a lot of people were just saying the earth is, rotating, push. I mean, you're going to have really scary sounds. But so that's where those two kind of come together and they kind of create this urban legend. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, so there was that urban legend that just check on. It's kind of
Sure.
not much, but that urban legend said that they found hell because of screaming
It sounded like
sounds
screaming
that sound
souls.
like
Yeah.
screaming souls or something like. Ah. But Trump had several death threats from other countries. Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Iran has bounties out on him, Pompeo, and Bolton for killing Soleimani.
So for earlier, I had shuffled before we went on, and for the whole, and I got that it was orphaned, it was abandoned, it was orphaned. All that glitters. It basically faded. The funding ran out. The support ran out. They sealed it shut. The mending, and a lot of it was overdue to chaos and conflict, of course, which was going on in Russia at the time with I don't know if it was the Cold War. Well, no. Well, there still is a Cold War, but at the time with the political climate and the financing. So those were the initial cards that I got that I just wanted to share with you and everybody.
Yeah,
So what specifically do you want? Do you want me to ask the cards if there is any
what's up with the
um
noise?
oh, the noise. Okay, I was
What's
gonna
up with
say
the
any metaphysical.
conspiracy or urban legend of the noise?
Okay. Actually, I'm going to use a different deck for that one.
There is a interesting. It's a fictional movie, but it's called 9 Mile Down. About it's like
Yeah,
it
that
kind
was
of talks
creepy.
about it a little bit, but it's a fictional story about it. I found it free on Peacock app.
Yeah, Scott sent me the link. I was kind of like, but yeah, they ran with it. It was a cliffhanger. It kind of kept you. I was a little like, at the end, but it kept you wondering. It was a psychological, thriller. It did, you're constantly questioning not only his sanity, her sanity, and your sanity while watching the. So they did a good job in that. I'm just going to mute myself so my noise for my cards.
So yeah, I get nothing about hell.
What?
No, it isn't the whole of hell. Um,
Oh, this is interesting. Go
and
ahead.
I am getting minerals. They had to walk away. They did. I had the 6 and 8 of coins, so they did find a lot of interesting stuff about the Earth. Being down that far,
Mm-hmm.
but they had to walk away because of the failures. I mean, they couldn't go any more funding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got 8 of cups, 8 of coins, 6 of coins, and 3 of wands in the end. So it's just like they found minerals, that were interesting in the thing, but there's nothing about the devil or hell or nothing.
No.
It was funded. They were very excited about it. There, the whole project is relatively proud with the 6 of wands. There's a victory there, being the deepest, but it's all good energy. There's nothing hellacious about this drilling site.
Holly said yes, Indigo, but it's ET's mineral hunter. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Um, Holly, what I got was
Hey, what's up?
it's complicated. That came up again. But I did get movement. So I'm feeling that this is the movement of the earth and the effects that the moon has on the earth. So I'm getting, because they're saying that the moon and the earth are both, thick cores in our universe. The sun is similar to the core with heat wise and pressure wise as the earth. Um, but I'm getting, like what the card said, it's complicated, has to do with because they said the different layers of the earth are all rotating and moving together at different speeds and at different directions. So that's where I'm getting, the movement from the moon, priestess of air, I mean spirit. So it has to do with just the earth gaia herself. But for any other additional reasons why they actually shut it down, I did get deceit. So they were completely honest. I got meditation, but a lot of times I see mediation with this card and focus. So um, I think that's kind of what they wanted you to focus on. That it was just like, okay, there's nothing here. We just have to close it down. But there's a little something else that they're not telling us. And I know it's kind of fiery. I know it looks like, but you know what? A lot of people, Scott, did quit. They had
Yeah,
a hard time getting people to come back because they thought it was hell.
and I think it was,
So that
like I
could
said,
be part of it
I
too.
think
But
some of
you
the
left.
stories about gases coming up
Mm-hmm.
too kind of scary.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it was the shifting of the
Any
earth and
cave
where they
holes.
hit, maybe hit a pocket or something that created this noise.
Was that what you were laughing at, Scott?
No,
Any
yeah,
cave holes?
cave holes.
As
The
long as you
greatest,
don't lick them, right?
right? The greatest mystery theater.
Yeah. You and Ann. Oh my God! That one night when the that started, I could not stop laughing. I was crying and laughing at the same time. It was hysterical. Okay, ET's there hunting minerals, and the drilling interrupted it. Oh, she's wondering if the ETs got involved because we were drilling maybe too close to where they were drilling. I think that's what she means
Hmm.
for similar minerals. Well, for that, I'm going to ask the
I
ETs
don't
with this really cool
don't
deck
think they would have
called
got that far
the
if
Extraterrestrial Oracle. I don't know if any of y'all heard of it.
I'm gonna see what energy I can get for if they're ever gonna try again.
And I'm just going to shuffle and see if there was any ET involvement in the reason why that the drilling had stopped. Because it makes you wonder. I mean, right now we know what fracking is doing to the planet and with areas. People are they're you know more sinkholes. There's more earthquakes in certain areas where there's a high level of fracking. So with this drilling and the machinery and the vibration that these machines are giving off, I'm just wondering if that has an effect too on the planet and you know
Mhm. To me, it feels like it's absorbed any because they were only doing a 9-inch hole.
yeah, but if other people just on and off have been doing that, and then you have I'm just using it as a reference to the fracking, and we know what kind of problems fracking does. So a lot of drilling, it really
Yeah.
needs to be careful so that the balance doesn't get set off too. And that might be something that
Yeah.
our ET friends know also, and they keep an eye on with what we do with drilling and mining, and so
I tossed on whether they're gonna try to drill deep again. To me, it feels pointless what I'm getting here. It's like all the ones that tried to go down, it just became too hot and unsustainable, right?
ooh.
So I get King and Queen of Coins, Seven of Wands, and the Devil. So to me, it feels like it's pointless because it's going to cost too much money, and it'll just set
Yeah,
off some confusion or
but
something.
it's funny that you get the devil when we're talking about the whole
Right.
hell.
But I was posing a different question if they're going to do it again. I think it's just more
Yeah.
about the funding of doing it, and it just doesn't feel fruitful because uh, they got enough information, but of all the tries, there's no data to be able to go
Hmm.
that deep and do anything. So,
So I went
hey,
ahead
Amy.
and oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I
Hi,
just seen Amy.
Amy. Oh,
Amy
hi,
pop.
Amy. Hi, Seascape. So I went ahead and grabbed your cards for Holly's um, question about any ET involvement in with mining for minerals at the same time. This, and I got something interesting. I did get someone is betraying you. Now I'm seeing this as I think any certain maybe mining or drilling. They may have certain species coming in and deterring humans from doing that because we need to learn how to use our earth energy better. It would affect the earth energy. We need to keep the earth grounded. We need to keep ourselves grounded. And it would cause unexpected changes. And then the other three I got was it was a success, that prayers were answered, the help was on the way, they're watching us keep an eye over the planet, and it's keeping the balance of the circle of life. So I think with things like with the drilling, trying to see how far can, who can go, and how much, what we're doing to the planet. Um, the ETs they're watching us to keep that circle of life and Earth in balance. So I think there is some involvement with them keeping an eye on what we drill and what we do. I mean, they helped prevent nuclear war that one time, a couple times, with messing with the switches you had mentioned too, with the nuclear plants,
Sure.
especially with 45 being in charge. They were, let's see, you're looking at their reasoning to stop for the
Yeah.
public. They were stopped by other sources.
Let's see.
Well, that one card I get was complicated. So it could very well have been finances. It could have been um, unable to keep people employed because of their fear of popping into hell. I mean, people's faiths are very strong.
Hmm.
Art Bell actually played that 17 seconds of the sounds that came up that was sent to him, and he had to forewarn his listeners. This is rather disturbing, so just be aware. So if you have people who are that deeply in faith that believe that that's possible, you're going to have hard time hiring people to work it. You're going to have you have that on top of it, the finances. You had the political rise going on, and so there are multiple reasons why I think they finally just said, and it's not worth it. Or maybe later on they'll try again, but yet your card say you don't think they will because they got the devil, because it's going to take too much. It's going to be too much of a burden financially. So
That's what I was guessing there. So I asked, I was tossing cards to see if they stopped any by other sources or ET sources or whatever reasoning. Um, Technically no, but there was some kind of
interesting.
energy. There was some. I'm not getting like an extraterrestrial source, but I am getting. There is an energy not wanting this to happen. Digging.
Okay.
So like a universal energy tower moment and had to walk away,
Okay.
which
It's kind of similar to your ET cards that I used.
kind of, but it's more like God or the creator saying, "Yeah, you don't want it." I
Yeah.
don't have any government cards here. I had the divine. We got what we want, and I have a King of Swords in the next layer.
Authority.
So that's abundance, creation, a passionate leader, but Ten
Hmm.
of Coins is abundance.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I get the feeling of more like we got what we need. You don't need to dig into the middle of Earth feeling. The King of Cups in my ending, Page of Coins, Knight of Coins.
Night or nine?
Knight.
Night. Okay. Yeah, taking time,
It
slowly
just feels
looking
more like
ahead. Yeah.
abundance. I'm not getting a sense of like governmental or anything higher, but it just feels like more of a creator gave him signs. It's like, yeah, you don't need to do this.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing a government agency coming in like the CIA or whatever saying, no, you're not doing this.
Hey, Jeff. Just want to say hi really quick.
Hey,
Christina put, hey,
Jeff.
Jeff, it's been a while. And hello, Linda.
Yeah,
And that's so sweet of you, handsome Master
it
Chief.
was just an interesting thing, and I seen the conspiracy theory out there. It's like,
Well,
oh, they heard the whole of hell.
well, I used my star runes, and yeah, they said enough. The energy, the spiritual energy of the earth said, "I am enough. What you already know is enough." It is being guarded. The
Hey, Linda.
Guardians, they had insight into what would happen, because if we hadn't stopped, this wrath would have been whatever, we would be disrupting the earth, which would not be forebode well for us. Um, a hard journey and the rational mind. So they did that to
Uh,
prevent, the earth from getting too much more disrupted. That protective, the earth energy, Gaia, spirit, whether it's, conscious Gaia, all the different guardians, the energies of the earth coming together,
that makes sense.
but brought them together for that rational mindset. Okay, if we look at all this, it's hard enough. It's a hard journey. We don't need to do it, but also it would send, the earth into chaos, basically, the wrath. So
But that
those cards
that
support
kind of
that
struck
too.
home by what you said there, Earth Guardian.
I got the Earth Guardian. Yeah,
Anyways,
these are Kristen Louise's cards that she created, that she sells. So yeah, it comes with the rune, and then,
oh nice.
but yeah, the guardians of the, and she includes our ET brothers and sisters as well too. So yeah, who's protected?
Genealogy Junkie mentions Dutch and sense. Yeah, I know that channel, but anyway, that makes sense. I believe the Earth does give warnings with sounds prior to a tornado hitting or something like that, or even um,
I don't know who Dutch Chinese is.
it's a YouTube channel. It's mostly weather related stuff.
Okay, and there was a ring.
Yeah, you can hear a earthly sound ring, and I mean like earthquakes. There's a presense
Yeah, and then the
here.
tornado hit. Wow. Ooh, and Sherry's in Louisiana. That's not good.
Oh
Tornadoes
boy.
are.
Okay.
Just looking to see. Nope. Alrighty. Just want to see if there were any other questions. So it's
Okay.
basically, I mean, there's no hell, you know.
Yeah. There's no hell in the middle of Earth.
More mentally, we put ourselves in there on a daily basis, and when we die, if we did not have a very nice life, we may have to go through something in the spiritual afterlife, but an actual physical place where, I, yeah.
So we
Oh, Miss Valiant Thor.
So yeah,
Yes.
we want to check on Valiant Thor again.
Yeah,
So
let's do
many
that.
of us have read on it before. Andrew and I have read on it, and we're all
Sherry
kind of
and
in
I have read
agreement.
on him.
Jerry and you read on, yeah.
Yep, along
We're
with,
all
I
in
did
agreement.
Ingrid Cold, and she did Valiant Thor. So, whether they
So,
were true, they were real, and we both got yes, and they were here to help.
yeah, we're all pretty much in agreement that this event did happen. Details of it,
Mm,
are
that guy's book was a
are
little
sketchy.
iffy.
This guy, Dr. Strange, put a book out about it, but he's kind of an evangelist. Pushes his theories. I don't think he's on the level complete. But I basically just want to do a check in on him if he's still around, possibly. Because they say it landed in Virginia, it took off in Virginia, and then the Y files mentioned that he thought there was something he found that may have been stored in near Lake Mead in Nevada, that he might be still around, possibly. But he came to give the world a message. Is said to have landed in Virginia in 1957 and was brought to the Pentagon and stayed there for 3 years, supposedly. Um, According
Oh,
to this General Bird or whatever, Under Secretary,
mm,
he was taken underground to meet President Eisenhower and Vice President Nixon. And the meeting supposedly lasted an hour. Okay. And he warned us against using nuclear weapons.
yeah,
And
and
we
yet
need
we
peace.
continue developing nuclear weapons.
And then this Doctor Strange has claimed he met Valiant Thor many times over the decades. I guess I'd like to read out Doctor Strange's first.
Okay. Well, I
He
started
did
shuffling
write this
immediately, and this
book, but
jumped out.
most of the book,
Oh,
which which was that. I'm looking at the article right now.
the what?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm looking at the article and reading.
Okay.
You said something jumped out.
Yeah, I was shuffling and this card jumped out, the seed card, and for me this is beautiful. It was he brought a message of peace. To
Okay.
me this feels like a peace offering, and it's called seed, and tried to implant the seed of peace, of you know, pulling back on the nuclear, trying to be not so warmongering, to try to bring peace between the governments and the nations. And right after that, fate came out, um good news, and then this is her fertility card, but it also looks like that could be like an explosion. um
Hmm.
so in a way, what I'm getting with him is that he came to warn us about our fate if we did not pull back and restrain from using or developing all these nuclear warheads. um, it would that was supposed to be like the good news that he wanted to bring, to try to convince us to, because we were the leading country at that time. The peace, the democracy, the liberty, all that. And he was trying to get that seed, that fertility card, that seed to get planted in our minds to be able to do that. And I know that you feel he was successful. Me, not so much. But he did come. They did want to bring peace and help humans not destroy themselves again, like we have in the past. Yeah, these cards just keep going on and on. Yeah, he wanted us to embrace abundance. He wanted us to protect the earth. He wants the earth to be protected, the people. Sovereignty. He came to us because he knew that we were like the most sovereign nation in the world. Um, and he told them, it was a hard journey, a hard, um, a hard sell to get us to back away from. I mean, we just came out of World War II, and that there still was that fear of nuclear, and he knew it was going to be a hard sell to, you know that's why I think he brought it to America first, because he felt that because we were the sovereign nation, that it would be maybe easier for us to lead the way. That it wouldn't be easy, but that we could do it. And I don't really think he was that successful in convincing our government or any other governments that the ETs have visited. I don't know. Is Valiant Thor? He's he the one? Is America the only country and government that he came to try to convince a peace, or did
As
he go
far as we
to?
know.
As far as we know, yeah, because we were the sovereign nation.
So
Oh,
I wanna toss on Doctor Strange's first.
okay, Doctor
What's up with
Strange's.
that guy? He's a professed
Yeah, he's
ufologist, investigator, but an evangelical
yeah, and that's going to interfere.
preacher. So I
Yeah,
can't remember. I think I listened to his Audible book. I bought it or whatever, and I maybe got a half hour in. I'm like, I can't listen to any more of this.
yeah,
It
and
was a
for
lot of
people, and
it
for
was a
people
lot
in
of
chat who
nonsense.
don't know,
So he
Valiant
said
Thor
it
came
said he
from
spent
Venus,
decades with him, took notes, knew all about this. I just want to see what's
and
up
that
with him.
Jesus was, and Christianity was the leading religion on the planet Venus with his people, and that automatically got me the eye roll, because we know that our, you know, extraterrestrial brothers and sisters. They're at a higher dimension. They know that one spiritual belief or practice or dogma is not going to be, know what I mean? Is not
Yeah,
the one. So that right off the bat, I just like, no, I'm not going to listen. I'm not here anymore. I was like you, like, no. Okay,
good.
Linda, thank you for coming, hon. I'm sorry the weather's bad. Be safe. Hi,
Sure.
Nancy. And I'm going to put my mute on, mic off, so that I don't make too much noise here.
Hmm. King. Using my supernatural deck. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. He was really hoping to cash in. So I got the 7 of coins, justice, and 4 of cups. And that's in the past. So it's kind of like what it's making me feel like is like he was kind of an outsider and he pushed his way in.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this 4 of cups. Look at this picture. He's got a. It looks like
Oh my God.
it kind of looks like him. He's got the evangel.
Yes, he
You
got
know,
glasses and everything.
he's got
I
the
think too.
Bible. He's got the picture, and then he's got like a bucket of chicken or something. It was
Yep.
like an observer, and he seen an idea to cash in on money here. But I do sense he was around. I had the 4 of coins, so he's holding on to information. 6 of swords, he was there. There's some traveling, and then the Hierophant. So that would suggest he was nearer or part of the government when this all went down. And on the bottom of the deck, I had the Hermit, and in this one too, he has a book
Yeah.
in silence, or whatever, maybe in the dark, writing a book.
Well, maybe he was seeking truth, but
Moving forward with all I got, 2 of coins. He may have made some bribes. Queen of swords. I think there was talk about there's other extraterrestrials there too with him. With Valiant Thor. There's a couple
yeah, there
other
were like 3 or 4 of his companions
supposedly
with them.
reported, but I think he had closer access to the female. And then I have Emperor next to that. So
Too.
I think that's like Eisenhower or someone high in charge gave him some access through the female. But this 4 of cups is cracking me up. It's like it's exactly like him.
Yeah.
Just crazy. My outcome of what happened with him. 7 of swords, he was not truthful. He was not all truthful. 8 of cups, he was not there the whole time he claimed for decades. He was there partially, but the 8 of cups was like he had to, it was like scram. 6 of wands and king of swords. That isn't good. So the 6 of wands guy has a little laptop here, so it's like he's creating, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a little drunk on the power, with that beer sitting there or something.
Yeah.
And then I got the king of swords as the other card. And it's like it's kind of like here's your evangelical guy wielding his sword, thinking he's all that. I think he got shooed away. I think he had some information when I'm getting here when he was in there, but his I don't think Thor liked his energy.
Mm-mm.
Like he could sense who is a good guy, who he could trust. So yeah, I think he got drunk on the power of and his beliefs. I think a lot of it he made up, but
Oh my goodness, yes.
he did have some intel. I think he had some
Hmm.
intel.
Well, I got a queen too. I got the nurturing, the Queen of Cups. Um, Very emotionally invested. You said there was a female that was giving him information, and that could be what represents him, her nurturing him, giving him information. However, the information, I don't think it's what he had anticipated to be, because I did get the death card. So I know death means rebirth, but it felt like the true information that he were to share would be would kind of bring depth to what his every fairy tale, yeah. So what she shared, that nurturing, that energy, everything that he was learning, he decided, and I got the abundance card, the 3 of cups. Let's see how far we can take this. I ended up getting the 10 of cups, but then right after the 10 of cups came the 10 of swords. So all of that
Yeah, I think he got.
emotional inflation of, you know, kind of like the good ending of the story, the movie, that the Hollywood movie, kind of that good feeling, that joy. Um, and it came with, like I said, the 10 of swords. It ruined. It was unsuccessful. He had to defend himself a lot, and in the end, it just brought strife. So yeah, his portrayal, and to go with the death card, I got a clarifier, and I did get the moon. So he was not being. I don't want to say the moon has to do with distrust or misleading people, but it was basically the light was being shined, that there were truths that were being hidden and they were brought out, and so there were secrets. So he was keeping that true information, what was really what they were about, and decided to turn it into that celebratory Hollywood. Let's see how much I can, get off on this. And I know that just sounded really bad, but how much I can make off of this, how much. I mean, when you're that close to people, that kind of power does go to your head. It's that, just keep drinking the Kool-Aid, basically, but it did bring ruin. I mean, to have it end with the ruin card with that first set and then the strife at the end. So, yeah,
Mhm.
not truthful whatsoever.
Good night, Allison. Thanks for stopping
Hi,
by.
Allie. Oh, Allison, I hope you did good on your exams. I've been meaning to email you and ask you how your exams went. So I'm sure you did. You did fine. You're a smart cookie.
Okay, present. Okay, I'm gonna share screen again.
Okay.
There's another part to this too. So in the recollection, can't even say the word recollection, or whatever. This General Bird or whoever he was a nephew or son or grandson of the great Admiral Byrd that flew down to Antarctica, I guess. So anyway,
Okay. Yes, that
in the
bird.
meeting Valiant Thor, he described on this the Venusians survived on the planet by living underground, because the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed the planet system civilizations and that like Earth was the only planet where most people lived above ground. And he promised one day a large group of Venetians or Venus dwellers would travel to Earth and help Earth in their problems. And that other extraterrestrials from a distant star
Mm-hmm.
would one day do the same. So let's see. Is that
Did
an
they do
actual
that?
fact?
So is Bird's claims actual
Are there
fact?
Venetians
Okay.
living underground and they're coming to help us all? Tell me the
Okay. So,
story, please. And I want to grab this. Okay.
and I also want to ask too, Scott, just so I don't forget, because it's already slipped me once. But Eisenhower's one great granddaughter or granddaughter said that she confirmed that Valiant Thor did meet with her grandfather and that the story is true. And I thought it'd be interesting to see if she's telling the truth, and unless you know that's a
I
fish in.
don't. I know who you're talking about. Um,
I can't remember if it's her
I think
great
I think she's a
granddaughter or
Looney Tune.
huh.
I think she's a Looney Tune.
Oh,
She's
okay.
she's good on the spiritual end, but she also believes Trump's coming back too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
So she's like spiritually
I don't know. I
adapted,
hope
all
not.
that, and believes the ETs, but she's also QAnon.
Also, she supports. Oh, I did not
She,
know that.
she's a little Looney Tunes. I've listened to numerous podcasts or whatever she's been on. It's like, no, I don't like her energy. But anyway, yeah, she has confirmed. Good night,
Gotcha.
Amy.
Bye, Amy.
You know the weird thing, Holly? I don't sense a lot in the ocean
Have a good show,
as
Amy.
far as bases or anything like that in the ocean.
Oh yeah, there's well, that's where the USOs go. There's underwater
Oh, I do,
bases,
there, but not
especially
living. I don't sense any living, or unless I'm blocked from seeing it. I
maybe
mean, I don't sense like a huge civilizations in the oceans.
because
Like,
I know they said that that whole area of Santa Cruz or whatever. I think it's Santa Cruz, but people that live there can will say, yeah, we see USOs coming up and down and times with lights. So people believe that there is a an underwater base like they have one on the moon. You know.
yeah, and the moon, I see like hidden structures and inside and other planets, but I search the oceans and I'm not showing any like a facility or base. I do see, um, ships down in there. Like checking the ocean floor or whatever, or scientific stuff. But
Oh, hello,
oh yeah,
Seattle roller derby fan. I recognize your name, but I can't remember from whose channel. It's been a while. Oh, I miss roller skating. Mm.
oh yeah, like well, I believe Lake Michigan has something down underneath there in the triangle there. Okay, Valiant Thor and the Venetians. Ooh,
I'm getting a yes so far, but I'll see what you get.
yes I
Oh
am.
my goodness.
The, the
Woo.
first card is the Hierophant, so I'm getting a civilization structure.
See structure. They may already be here, possibly underwater.
And Six of Cups, been here for a long time. So there is a civilization zone. And funny enough, there is a partnership. Yeah, there's a partnership. Um, the moon actually might be, what do you want to call it? A rest area? A parking ramp kind of feeling? Okay, so I got
Kind of like a Mos Eisley. You
I
kind
got
of fill
the
up your
the
feet.
Hierophant coming in as Venus. Then I have the sit next to it the moon, which is kind of weird. So it's like the moon is there's a reason for it. And then I had the Two of Cups as a partnership there with other planets, which is kind of neat. On the deck, Six Cups. That's all about the past. Um, where do I go from here?
I love you.
Um,
I gotta
Wheel.
stop laughing and be distracting.
Yes, they're here. They're here to balance Earth. So I got the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords, and Justice. So Earth has been because of this. I'm getting like Earth has been devastated, as we can kind
Hmm.
of tell from our history. The Three of Swords, all the death and destruction that's happened before. They're here to make sure we have this balance, this justice, this fairness on
Yep.
Earth now. Um, Page of
Holly, yes,
Coins.
park and ride.
Yeah, it's like a parking ride. There's
Yeah.
something weird about the moon connected here. Um, Seeking assistance. Yeah. And then I got, they want to make sure Earth stays in the same path. I'm getting that again with the next three cards. Page of Coins, Four of Coins, Two of Wands.
Hmm.
It's like seeking assistance, and the path forward is to keep it stable. The Four of Coins, keeping Earth stable.
Mm.
All part of it, yeah. I don't know why it's kind of feels like it shifted to Earth from Venus, but yeah, there's something there that
Mm.
is true. Um, yes, there are warriors coming in the future, like he said, with a Knight of Swords, Six of Cups. Like I said, we've been there forever. The Knight of Swords would be warriors coming charging in.
Hmm.
Ace of Pentacles for prosperity, and the Hangman. It's going to take time.
Hmm.
It's going to take some time, but they are here for justice. That Hangman, uh, we're kind of in a bad spot right now. Doesn't
Oh,
look good, right? But it's gonna. It just feels like it's time. It's gonna take some time to adjust. But they got that Knight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So these warriors are coming in to help us out, to have prosperity. So
it's interesting. We got similar cards, but they're different suits. I got King of Pentacles, which is, yes, they're here on Earth. For me, this actually feels like him, the male energy, bringing the resources, the knowledge, the know-how, and stabilizing that on Earth. And then I got the World card. So right there, here it is. It's the different um, races um, coming to Earth to help us evolve. I mean, right there, the world, you can't ask for more of a better of a confirmation. The swiftness was, yes, they came in swiftly. I actually got the Six of Pentacles. They shared their knowledge and resources with us, and Ace of Cups to bring us in through new emotionally, to bring us and establish that connection with us. They wholeheartedly wanted to help us. It's just beautiful. It's just that beautiful emotional coming from their heart. Now, I did get peace. They do want peace on earth. That's why he originally came here. And I love how there's the moon, but also the moon is reflected on the water. And we were just talking about oceans and lakes and bases possibly being underwater. I did get strife, and I think that has to do with being here to try to bring that balance, that peace, to avoid that strife. I don't know. It doesn't. It doesn't just seem, it seems like every time we take a step forward, we take a step back. But there is that continuous strife, but also without the strife, you do not know what peace is. So they're almost kind of like a balance between these two. And the last card that I got with the tarot was material gain. So they are here to help us settle. And it's interesting, in our garden, to rebuild that garden, possibly the Garden of Eden, learning how to be able to live again on the earth, to respect the earth, to be a part of the earth, and learning how to use its resources properly. And Scott, you're going to love this. Did they come down? Yes.
right,
Choices. To me, this feels like the Shasta, because I was going to ask you about. Well, we already know that there are Palladians from, well, from the Pleiades that are in supposedly Mount Shasta. So yes, and again, that confirms the world card because they're all coming to our planet to help us. And then this is what I got. Remember the park and ride? We
yeah,
were joking about
yeah,
the vacation stay, but yeah, they came here. And I know this is serious, but when I saw this, it was that little bit of humor. Yes, they are here to help us. Sometimes they do maybe take a vacation here. They have to stop, refill. They're mining for all they we know. That's when they may come into our, our civilization, into bars and restaurants. And I mean, there are people who have had videos that show that they're walking down the street and then they'll see this person that is a person but doesn't quite look like a right person. and then they'll go and then they'll be gone. So, that kind of feeling that they are intermingling with us, they are watching us. We have to be reminded that fear will be our downfall. Um, to follow the positive wisdom of the elders. So they're bringing wisdom. All these races are bringing wisdom, trying to teach the human race. I did get also Arcturian intuition, and I didn't know much about
Cool.
Arcturian, and I know that he's not Arcturian, but still, when I researched Arcturian the other night, they're supposed to be like the wisdom keepers. So like they're like one of the most highly advanced of the
Yeah.
ETs. So
That's
sharing the
why I
wisdom
put that. That's why I put that card like that.
and
Right.
help is on the way. So they are coming to Earth. They're
Look at
already
that.
here. They're definitely already here, but there are more continuing and coming, and we're being shown that they are now that military is starting to release videos. People are aren't afraid of saying, "I'm seeing UFOs. What's that in the sky?" I mean, it's becoming we're being acclimated, you know, to their presence.
What the heck? Why did my screen mess up?
Yeah, they can, Holly. It
It
makes no
wasn't supposed to
sense
be.
to them. A lot of them don't have necessarily maybe strong emotions, and so for them it's not practical. Why would you? Sometimes I think it's more from a practical point of view for some races, not all of them, but from like because I've heard like grays, some of the grays are very kind of like cold. They don't feel. That's why they don't have a problem with abducting humans and doing the experiments and stuff because for them it's solely, well, this is practical, this is for medical, this is for knowledge. They don't necessarily have the emotions of empathy and having, concern for somebody or pain or anything. It comes from a very intellectual, practical, point of view. But like I said, not all of them.
Yeah, in this article, it shows this supposed American intelligence agent named Nancy Warren. So there could be your female.
Oh,
Approached strangers with photographic proof of these
I don't have that.
extraterrestrials in an Earth-like suit. And the photographs were supposedly taken when Thor and his three Venusian companions, Don, Jill, and Tanya, attended a convention of UFO enthusiasts in the backyards of a New Jersey man's home. So that's
Why?
just,
I mean, why would they go there though? That's for me. That's when I kind of have to go. You know, why would
yeah.
they go to someone's barbecue? I don't know. Maybe they're that down to earth. Bump it up. No
Yeah,
pun
you know,
intended. But
when in Rome, fit in.
yeah, they
Come
have
on,
those kind of
Sling
people
Ray.
at my family barbecues. Let me tell you.
Oh, what
Yeah,
the
I
heck?
heard that they had actually, I think it was the video or whatever, someone said that they had warned Bobby not to run, that something bad was going to happen to him, and he didn't listen, and something
Yeah,
happened
that's
to
what he
Bobby.
supposedly he said that too. That told him not to run for president or something.
So
I
what's
felt
the
the need to go
question?
to Mount Shasta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you
I
can,
want to go to Mount
if you can
Shasta
do it,
too.
get it done. Check out the energy. The
Yeah,
Grays are worth the
we
beat.
want to move to Southern
Pretty much.
Oregon, so we wouldn't be far from there. We want to go and check it out, most definitely. But stay on the trails. I have seen enough videos in the Mount Shasta area where people do not obey the rules. They go off the trails and they go into areas that they are told not to go to. And what happens? They disappear.
They go bye bye.
So, what's the question? Commander in
Um,
Chief, according to Miss
I guess the
Linda.
last one. I guess the last one is: has he been back or is he back,
Did he ever leave?
or did he ever leave? Is he
Let me
still
see. I'm going to get
helping
a
out?
different deck for that one.
Yeah, I gotta go back to the supernatural. See what it says here.
I wish they would make a charmed. That would be so cool.
Because according to AJ, in his report, I think he said it was still parked in Nevada, the supposed ship. from his research.
And I'm hoping that they're not being held here against their will too. But then if they were to do that, then that would be basically declaring war on,
No, they would just
another.
do the Vulcan mind meld on them, and they'd be
Yeah.
gone.
So did Valiant Thor ever leave planet Earth?
Valiant Thor. Have you back?
Shoot, my phone keeps going out. I've been trying to keep an eye on the comments. Oh, Seattle Roller. I'm actually Angela Carroll. Oh, Angela. Okay. The Greys are worker bees. Yeah. They don't have time to feel. And Holly feels that he never left. So Valiant Thor. That's such a cool name too. Who gave that to him? I mean, Thor is another, name of a god of a culture, spiritual culture on Earth and a people, and it's interesting that they gave him that name. I don't know if he took that for himself or if humans gave that to him. Unless the Norse mythology has a connection to the planet Venus, and that could very well possibly be the connection.
Oh. I think he had a human suitor. I think he may have been in love with a human. Because I have the Lovers, Page of Cups, and then, which would be him, the King of Cups. Page of Cups. Look at that girl just blushing. And like, oh my. Look at this pretty Venetian. So.
Handsome.
Did he stay? I'm getting no, he didn't stay. I'm seeing like he had to like rejuvenate for a while. So like he would come back and forth at times.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to say this? It's like when you come to a different world, you change your destiny. You change, your body changes, you got DNA and adjusting and everything. It's like we have a lifespan of what, 70 some years basically is the average, 75. Drastically reduce your age life if you would stay here. So if he comes down as a 300-year-old man, he would be, gone in 50 years. As far as his lifespan and health. So these weird coins I'm sensing here with the 7 of coins, page of swords, and the 7 of swords makes me feel like he had to leave to stay healthy after a while.
Yeah.
He had to go rejuvenate, so it's like he would come back, but I had this love feeling in a suitor. He also had other work to do. He had other work to do beyond the United States of the world here. The world, 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands. Oh, what the heck did I do? Somehow I hit a button and now my screen is all weird.
Oops.
What the heck?
Maybe he's trying to mind meld with you and playing around with your.
No, I hit something and everything expanded huge. I bumped something and I don't know what I did. We live in a very heavy planet, yeah. So Well, I was trying to show you the two of wands and two of cups, but there's with the world, it's like it's
Hmm.
travel. So we got Dean and from Supernatural, Dean and what the heck's his name? I forgot the names. But anyway, they got some work to do there. There's traveling and there's partnerships to do everywhere else. And my ending here, King of Swords coming out again. It's a teacher. It could be him. Four of Swords. There you go. That's the rest and rejuvenation he needed. Hangman and Five of Coins. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Five of Coins is lack of functionality, not prosper. The Hangman is like the need for like a rejuvenation bin or.
Hmm.
So I gotta figure out what the heck I hit on my silly. Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah, you go
I,
ahead.
I got I got some really interesting ones. The first card when you said he felt like he had maybe met somebody. The first card I got was was thinker, and there's a young lady right there, and so somebody, a female, made him think maybe I should stick around. And when my other decks, it gave me loyalty, and there's a female there. So I do believe that he made some sort of emotional
There you go.
connection with somebody here. I also got a leg up, which means he had to get up and he had to go. He had to get off the planet. Like Holly was saying, there's a lot of energy, negative energy here. It's heavy. And then I got by the book, which means by the book, he had to follow through because he needed um, to get better. I got the all that glitters a card again. And for me, what's speaking on this are the masks. So, you know, the mask that he had to wear. He might have had. I didn't know if he had to do something or take on something of his own body that was human for him to stay. But after a while, it was like when they say all that glitters, it can fade. So I'm feeling that by the book, he had to go. He had to leave. Um, but I did get that beautiful loyalty. I got the confidence. She knew that he would be back. I got the priestess of air. So again, air lifting, leaving. Um, but also with him, I was also, with messages. Um, I got the serendipity card. So this whole thing, I know, it's a clover representing good luck, but he had to again leave the planet. He had to lift off. Um, but he then also got building blocks. So he kept an eye on the earth and being a part of trying to help us and will continue to help us rebuild these other entities coming in to help us rebuild, so that we don't take ourselves so close to the edge that we fall off. But his message is hope and to lose that rigidity and be more open and caring and loving with each other, and not just with each other but for the earth, because I feel a lot of them, humanity is important to them, but so mainly is the earth, because we're not the only ones that live here. We have the animals, we have them coming here for their own purposes, for to help with them and their people and possibly on their planets. I'm sure with our earth being such full of resources for just our civilization. I mean, we've discussed like Dulce and everything, the blue, the mining minerals and stuff out of the earth and needing it for their own home planets to help their people. So, Earth is a very important planet in the scheme of the whole universe, at least in our solar system. And if anything were to disrupt that, with our planet being destroyed or completely, you know, I don't know if our planet could ever be destroyed. Actually, I mean, it could, but we would be the first ones to go. We wouldn't, it would get. We're like fleas on the planet. If the planet wanted to get rid of us, she'll just, she'll, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. the Earth will be here much longer than the human race would be. So he's here out of out of emotion, because Venus is the planet of love. It's always been associated with cups, with emotions, with feelings, with empathy. So I'm feeling that those people are probably very similar to that energy as well, and do care about not just what happens to the planet, but what happens to us as well. Whoa! Where did Scott go? Hello, everybody. Oh, Scott got a little wonky. There's a child. Ooh. Well, Holly, I can see if there's a child, maybe. There he is.
What the heck? I was trying to type a comment and I disappeared.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I was going to say, I
Anyway,
wonder what you were typing that they were like, not, Reword that,
I was
dude.
trying to type a comment
Don't go
back
there, dude.
about Holly's
Yeah, is there a
child thing.
child? Whoa.
You're talking about a child with Thor and a
Yeah,
human?
I got poised. Beautiful wings lifting up off. That flew right out, Holly, the minute I picked up this deck to start shuffling for your question.
I, I tossed on there, there's a child. I didn't show it, but I was still getting lovers again, and and a connection and a
Mm-hmm.
family,
Hmm.
but I got no child cards.
That's interesting. I
Is there,
got to the
is
sea
there a
again
family?
in a little
It
tub,
feels like
little
there's a
ship,
family here.
fork in the road. I think they're, and something had to be cleaned up. Something needed, something needed to be taken care of. I don't know what that means. That could be just, him again. They're here to help us clean up our mess, or I don't know. I'm gonna grab a different deck. That's an interesting question.
Hmm. Any abilities? Weird.
I don't know which deck to use for that question.
Six of Cups could be a child.
Here.
Hmm.
Well, let me use my
My guys
Lenormand.
aren't
There's a
getting.
child card in Lenormand. Let me see what I get.
My cards aren't. Oh, that's true.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
Um, I thought I was going to have to look through my Lenormand deck. I was just going to lay 3 cards down and then find out where the child card was, and then see what cards were surrounding it. I got a scythe. I got the child right off the bat, and then I got institution, building, higher learning. I'm going to get a clarifier though for the scythe, because that's not necessarily a very nice card. Um, because usually scythes are for cutting things down, for harvesting. Um, unless harvesting DNA, that could be it too. They harvested his. The plot thickens, Holly.
Gift.
Yes, I think so. Look at the 2 swans. That's the love card. There's a ring in there. There's a heart. There's a commitment. There
I
are
tried.
obstacles.
I tried the Kipper, and it was way down there, child. My Kipper just said about lovers again.
Yep.
Nothing about a child as far as my toss on a child. I sense family.
Yeah, because
I
I
mean,
got the swans, and
maybe
I
there was
got there
an
were
engineered.
obstacles.
Maybe there's maybe there's an engineered child between them,
The
not natural.
harvest. Yeah, maybe the harvesting of DNA of either
That feels,
his
that feels more like
male or her female. A child, was brought. With the building, though, the institution, that might be medical, it might be scholarly. But I did get the swans. There was an obstacle, and I
Maybe
did get,
they
and
had
I
a cat.
did get a flying ship. Yes, it was. He did have feelings. This is the sentimental man in the Gilded Reverie. So there was emotions there. There was a gentleness. There was a loving kindness. And again, I'm wondering if this is like splitting the DNA, like a DNA strand,
Good Lord.
combining his and hers.
It looked like it.
Then I got the storm and clouds, and then loyalty. So yeah, there's loyalty. There's some sort of family, and there's the commitment again. So yes, I do believe that there was
There
a
been
child, a family. Um,
interesting revelations.
and at the very bottom of the deck, which is good because I like just pulling the Lenormand as it tells the story. The suffering was on the bottom, the cross. So there was nothing that was suffering that was intentionally pain. But look at this. In public and in time, it may become knowledge, public knowledge in time.
Whoa.
Whether it's like,
You need
I
a
don't know if
better
it's
you
necessarily
need a
going to be
better investigator.
mainstream, but maybe through YouTube and other communities. Yeah, they
Hmm.
have done this for millions of years. Yes. For me, I don't like it when Earth women, are done by force against their will. That's where I have a really big problem. And that's where I sometimes have a hard time still accepting ET families, because that from outer, ETs from spaces, because of some of them doing what they have done, to humans. It kind of makes it hard to trust.
Uh-huh.
There's that awful feeling, and to hear that these stories are still taking place just breaks my heart.
Okay. Here's
Maybe
the
they
last
had a
one.
cat. Now, who's Kevin Brazil?
Now, I've seen him in the chat before.
Okay, so not a troll. Okay,
No, I think he was making a joke. Maybe they had a cat. So we're gonna tap into
gotcha.
Oak Island a little bit.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So you asked if the series was still going on,
Yes.
and I looked it up, and yeah, they're still having shows on the History Channel. I watched it for a little bit, and then it was kind of boring because they weren't finding anything.
Yeah,
So I quit watching
we
last
stopped
year.
watching it.
So odd thing is, I was telling Heather about it, that because you asked me if Andrew and I on Mystery Theater ever rode on Oak Island. Well, she's up in Canada. She's fascinated by Oak Island and everything, and if the curse and whatnot, right? And I go, yeah, we've read on it. We thought someday they might find something. The curse, maybe not.
Yeah, it's called greed.
So, and I was telling you,
The lack of properly.
maybe 3 to 6 months after we did our series on Oak Island on Mystery Theater, I get an email. And this person, it had a female name, the person said, do you mind if you channel Oak Island and kind of tell me if you can find where this supposed treasure might be? Or where we would find something of value, because it's basically been worse. And I didn't really ask if they were involved, but it kind of sounded like she had connections or something. So anyway, the picture here. Let me see if I can open it up a little more. A little bit. You can see it a little bit better. Oh, or I could maybe put it solo.
If no one's ever in chat hasn't heard of Oak Island, let us know. Hi, Christina.
So anyway, I channeled and got in the energy of Oak Island. So the bottom circle is orange, and I seen there may have been a ship that is buried in the ocean or lake there. There's some kind of treasure, but not a lot, but it would be a archaeological find. And then the yellow circle is where I was seeing the big treasure in lot 5. And this was like a year and a half ago, maybe. So we found out that lot 5 was a private lot, and they couldn't get access to it because it was privately owned, and the guy wouldn't sell or allow them on there. Well, here to come and find out this season, they're searching in lot 5, which is like, wow. So anyway, in lot 5 there, like maybe a third of the way into the center of the island is where I sensed the big money is. So we're back. So let's see what our cards have to say.
But did you show them where lot 5 was? You just show the map where you did your little circle.
Well, that circle is where lot 5 is.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to throw up the other one to show people how almost dead, how pretty much dead on you are with the location.
Right. Well, there's little lines there where they show lots, but that circle is like 2/3 of the way in.
Circle goes right through
the way
that
in on lot 5. So let's see what our cards.
I had already pulled some cards for Scott, and he
let's see what the energy is on them searching in lot 5.
So Scott circled where he thought it was. Details. Circle. The circle gave clarity. Okay. And then the next card was well. Wishing well. And they know how they've been trying to get into the wells, digging deep into the area. And so with that, I got coming to life. So I think they are going to start finding something, because them starting to focus there is going to bring in all new life to the excavation, to the research and everything in that area, because it's hard for them to get, because everybody so very wants to protect the land, and I get it. They want to make sure that the ecosystem, historical, buildings and things are kept, intact. They don't want too much destruction of the natural lay of the land, the habitat. So it's taken the brothers years, little by little, to get permission to get certain drilling, certain areas and stuff. So, whoa. Okay, those cars just went flying.
Well, I would hope I'd get an email if they found something before they show it on the show.
Yeah, and say, and my fee.
Found.
Do I get a little fee for helping you guys find? Finder's fee. There you go. Let's see what flew out. Oh. I don't know about Heal the Ouch, but I did get Golden Palace. So weird. They may find something. Ooh, there's a mountain. There might be a cave. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you tossing yet? That's fine.
Those just flew. Yeah, those just flew out. So I'm going to go back to tossing. But I just thought it was interesting.
Holly thinks that the treasure's been found already. Then why are they searching on Oak Island? It's been found.
So that people don't, because they may, Holly, like I was telling Scott too, that if they do find something, or if they have found relatively something, is a lot of people may not want it to get out, because this treasure is allegedly brought in by the Knights Templar, and that their history, their knowledge would expose parts of history, especially religious history, that would put everything all into question. It would basically, a lot of this could provide historical evidence that would kind of turn a lot of people upside down. And so some of this, like the Vatican, when they find stuff, or the Smithsonian, people find stuff, and they'll donate it, and they'll say, well, what did you what did you find from this? What are you talking about? We don't know. They'll keep things, they'll hide things. So it's quite possible at some point, if they find certain artifacts they may not be allowed to let anybody know about it.
Could
It's the
be.
it's a treasure hunt for the century. Hmm. And it didn't help that the initial guy went ahead and when they first started doing the drilling in the main place, that they broke through the booby trap and everything got flooded. So a lot of treasure that may have been there may have been washed out to sea. And Scott, maybe what you were picking up on was stuff that might have been found, you know, a century before or years before they started drilling that was kept in hidden. Who knows?
Hmm.
Just a thought. I'll be quiet now.
That's fine. My cards aren't saying anything about hidden. I got very good cards, like, and I'm not getting anything moved on mine. I get the World, the Wheel of Fortune. I get the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles.
Oh, wow.
A lot of money, a lot of treasure.
I did get the Golden Palace.
My end card is the Star, Four of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Sword of Truth. That, to me, that says there's something there, big time. I don't see it moved. I think it was hidden there.
Yeah. And also backstage, we were discussing that, or in the beginning, the water level has risen. So
Yeah, because when the,
it may be been a lot lower.
so when I first started tapping into Oak Island on the request of that email, and I was seeing it bigger in a different shape, and the reasoning actually where I circled was actually in the middle of Oak Island at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So with erosion, the water changing and everything, it's moved. But I'm getting this king of coins, and the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Swords. They had a choice to move. Some king and some governmental thing or organization with the Hierophant there moved something there. And having the World and Four of Coins and the Five of Swords, they wanted it hidden from battles or something like that. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
coins or whatever, but
Artifacts are thinking too,
artifacts,
possibly.
whatever it is. And it came from a long distance.
And
So
it was the
maybe
Knights Templar, and you know what they were allegedly entrusted with. You know, the Vatican
mm-hmm.
wanted them dead for it. I mean, you know, they had to find a safe place for it.
Yeah, I have the ten. In the other row, I have the 10 of coins. That's all about the treasure. Three of swords and judgment.
Mm.
That's a little strange, though. That one.
Yeah.
I think that has to do with a lot of it being hidden. Like someone they didn't want anyone to have it or find it.
Mm-hmm.
But the treasure is there. I mean, it doesn't show any hidden. It's just more of like a hiding or keeping away from. I don't know. I'm gonna start watching Oak Island now. I know that much.
I'm still shuffling. Just want one. I just want one more set of three.
I'll check again, Holly, in a different deck and see if it was removed. Tell me what
Hmm.
was.
I think it might.
I
I think it
my
might have
guys
been. I
say it
got
wasn't.
movement card when you said that. When you said I don't know if it's been moved, this came right out of my hand, out the top of my deck.
Well,
That's interesting.
Holly says they weren't stupid. They came back and removed it.
Well, the first card. First of all, I asked if there was such a thing as a curse on the Oak Island, and it was interesting. I got invocation, ritual, people coming together. I think there may have been a protection that was put on the land. People coming together, whether it's
Which
was
one?
necessarily the Templars, but
Um,
people, the native
this one.
people, the first peoples. Um, there there were people there that knew what they were
Thanks,
there for and
Christina.
what was needed to be protected. Um, so what I first got is where they were first looking was dry desert. They weren't finding anything. They were hitting rock bottom. They were going as far as they could drill. And they were basically just searching in the ghost lands. There was nothing there. They needed to change their direction. And this is interesting, Scott. The woman that reached out to you, because what we do is kind of was considered going into the unknown. What we do, blindfolded, using our cards, using our intuition. So into the unknown. She reached out to you. She followed the leader where you told her to go look. And then I got cleaning house, which means that they may be finding something and they're going to start cleaning it out. Wide open. And I got movement. So that movement might have been part of them finding things and starting to move things out, or they may discover that what they did find was originally possibly moved.
Through
And I also got the flying card
battle,
over the labyrinth. So here you have, I
heartbreak.
know it's a horse with wings, but still flying over the labyrinth, getting out of that puzzle, solving, getting because they kept going in circles, going here, going there. So and then the movement card. So yeah, I do
I
think
get
they're going to start finding something. I really do, and I do believe that there's some sort of protection and whatnot put on that island
yeah that too, but
to protect the
so I
the
toss
region.
cards if the treasure or whatever was supposedly put there has been moved. I get no, it's there. I get death. So like the king or the people or whatever around that knew,
Hmm.
they died. There was a battle, and I get a three of swords again, and king of swords next to it, and then I have a death with the movement. And the knights, it's like there was an it was hidden there for a while, but they could never come back because the knowledge was kind of lost, and they didn't know. I'm getting a death of the king or the organization or whatever, you know.
Well, I don't think they were really playing too much on coming back because of the way, if you remember the first couple seasons, how they had that all booby trap with those cross layering of sections where if you broke into one, water came and flooded. They broke into here, water came and flooded. So there were all these different booby traps to keep people from actually getting to it. So whether it was what they found already on the other side, and but that's what's the confusing part though, is because they've been finding those booby traps over there at that where they started digging, and they found those few little relics, but then there was nothing else. So I'm wondering if that was just to make people think,
By
kind of
the
be
way,
like a decoy, like
more than
here,
one
let's.
person has to die for the treasure to be found. By
Yep,
legend.
by
Oh,
legend. Yep.
interesting. Well, I'm getting a lot of death and heartbreak there.
Oh
There's
boy.
always someone in the knowledge. So the cards I got for them digging currently, eight of coins. They're going to continue digging. It's continual work. Ace of swords is a breakthrough. Knight of wands is going to be continued work. But I have success with the queen of wands here.
Yep. Interesting.
I did. I Hi Deb. I was
Hi,
it me?
Debbie.
Show me. Did they? I get no.
See, I asked again if where they originally had been digging, if that's was an actual
Oh, that
site of
money.
the treasure. And
I'm like
again,
that.
Scott, of all those cards, the ghost lands
No,
came
man.
out. No, it was not there. It never was there.
That
They've
that
been
big
previously
money pit.
digging.
That was a waste. Why they even
Hmm.
thought they needed to dig there?
Well, I think they were just. It was kind of like one of those fake little treasure maps, to take, to steer people away from where it truly was, because you had that plaque with those strange runes on it. You had the different placements of the rocks for directions
That's
pointing
all
in the
fact.
area. I think a lot of that might have been false,
Okay. Let's see.
fake news
Take
back
notes.
in the day.
Okay.
Because they
Let's
said
see.
once they broke through
Only
that
artifact.
tablet with the runes on it, that's when boom boom all the booby traps and everything started.
Okay.
Hey Tracy, how you
Let's
doing?
see. Oh, Tracy Ralph. Been a while that I've seen you in chat anyway. All right.
Only
One
artifacts, huh?
more here. Artifacts. Is it only artifacts hidden on the island? Hidden in the island.
Well, artifacts can be considered treasure depending on who you ask.
Well,
Oh my goodness, I cannot make this up, Scott. Protecting treasure.
that is an
It
artifact.
just
That's
came
treasure.
out.
What deck is that? It has all the goodies.
This is the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Miss Colette Baron Reed.
Very interesting.
I knew that this was the deck. It kept saying which ones, and I was using, and I'm like, no, if we're going to talk about maps, I just didn't realize how many, references to treasure. Well, there you go. It's hidden. There's some gold on the outside, but there's a crown on there, and they did talk about coming from what was it, England and France. So there may very well be yeah, monarchy artifacts and treasures,
So,
secrets in there too.
so I questioned: is there only artifacts? I get five of coins comes out first. That means no. There's more.
Mm-hmm.
Five of coins would be a loss, a waste. And when I asked about treasures, everything was coming up gold. This is coming up, nah. There's more. I think there's more. I really believe there's
Mm-hmm.
more.
I also got the talisman card, which is she's on the path. There's the runes, you know, the symbol, different representations of what we consider talismans to guide us on the right path. And of course, she's got the compass light. She's got the yin yang. She's got the rune under her foot.
See what
So
happens with,
wouldn't it be something if they found a rune that was like right under their feet, and that kind of started putting them in the direction of where it was? That would be
Lost
cool.
Dutchman's Mind. I wonder if I read on that. Is that? I think I did. That's a map of
Yeah,
story.
there's a guy. I was watching an episode of Ghost Adventures years back, and there was a guy that took Zach and the guys up there, and he said that he knew exactly where the mine, where the treasure was, and he's like, "You do?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you're not going to tell us or tell anybody?" He goes, "No," because he says it needs to be protected. People need to be safe, but he claimed he knew exactly where it was, and Zach was like, "Well, did we pass it already?" He goes, "Yeah, there was, you know, an area that we passed on the way up the trail here that actually led to it. Whether this guy is full of BS or not, I don't know, but I guess there's at least one person who claims to know where it is, but they won't tell anybody." That would
Yeah,
be an interesting read on that
yeah.
mine.
Or it's no big deal, Holly. Just follow your gut. That's what we're all here for, to share. Maybe Spirit doesn't want everyone to know.
Oh,
Maybe
the
you are
Dutchman's
right.
mine. She doesn't think it's there, or is it the Oak
Yeah.
Island?
Oak Island. Yeah, she thinks
Oh,
she senses that the original planters came there and took it and
hmm.
just planted a bunch of BS. I went out in
I
search
don't
of the
know.
Lost Dutchman. All I got was the worst sunburn.
Also, Steve, you went out for the search yourself. Oh wow. You're lucky that that's all you got was the worst sunburn, because some people don't lose their lives going up there, whether by rattlesnakes or by or they just disappear into thin air. There's a lot of myths. There's a lot of tales about cryptids, um, entities from different
Oh yeah.
dimensions that protect it as well.
Okay, I just googled it. Yeah, Andrew and I did read on this. So I remember there was they called it Superstition Mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. You know,
What did you guys get?
do not go there is what we got. And if
Oh,
you
that's
take
illegal.
and if you try to take something from there, make sure you leave a gift. Yeah, we were getting it. It is kind of cursed. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could pass if you go there and try to steal.
Yeah.
If there is gold there or any treasure, you won't be happy.
Mm. To me, it's not
I don't
worth it.
think it's supposed to be found if there's anything in, but I think that mountain's sacred and no one's supposed to go there. So if you do go explore and you want to take a rock, replace it with another rock. That's what we were getting. Gift it.
Just like anywhere we go into nature, if you find something, I always try to leave. If I see a pretty rock or if I see a branch or something that catches my attention, I try to leave, whether it's a strand of hair, if I have a penny in my pocket, if I have water bottle, I'll leave a little bit of water, just something as a thank you. What? Are you laughing at me?
No, I just thought of something. It's kind of funny, but
So funny, but so wrong.
I'm going hunting or camping in the woods. I might have to leave a dookie.
Oh, Scott.
Well,
Well,
what
it's
are
a
you
gift
gonna
of
do?
fertilizer for the plants. Next time you eat a mushroom, you never know what helped make it grow. Good old Scott here. So don't go collecting mushrooms
Fertilize
in the
the land.
Wisconsin forest.
Oh, good Lord. It had to be, though.
Yeah, Christina, so nasty. Yeah.
Hey, we all have to do it.
Yeah. And it's better to just leave it on the ground than put it in a piece of plastic. And, at least it'll naturally decompose in the ground than it would in a piece of plastic.
All
You
right.
gotta look for the bright side, right? The positive. The negative, yeah, nasty. Positive, at least it's going to be natural fertilizer.
Yeah, it's time for dinner. So you want to throw a card of joy for everyone?
Sure. Well, I usually do threes, so
Men will be boys.
3 cards of joy. Oh,
Well,
what's an upbeat deck?
I remember I was a young lad, maybe 8, 10 years old. And my dad was making me shovel out the pig pen.
Ugh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, I felt like I had to go number 2. So I'm like, I can't do it out here, So I'm trying to hustle my butt back to the house. I didn't make it. So what's a better choice?
Yep.
Drop out in nature or carry it in your shorts?
Actually, that is a gift to nature because nature can use that's a natural fertilizer. I mean, yeah, Shan just came across a video and a story about I can't remember which national park, but it was a ranger and thought there was this wild animal that was hunting was hunting another animal, but he was just like, that doesn't look right. And when this animal saw him, it stood up on both legs and it was like a wolf, but it stood up on 2 legs and started coming after him, and he had to take off. He said it had hair, well, everything. I can't remember which park it was.
Woo.
Yeah. And I said, oh, that might be something to read on. Oh, you're welcome, Christina. It was so much fun. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us. Oh, hi, Viviani. I didn't see you pop in, sweetheart.
Speaking of speaking of fertilizer and growth, my card here is I got Earth energy. So the Earth is there to help you. You can ground yourself by being out in nature, feeling the grass, laying in the grass, crystals.
Just watch where you're laying.
You're right. And don't eat yellow snow.
And mushrooms that you don't know, and berries that you
and
don't know.
berries. I know. I seen Mockingjay or whatever. They gave the berries and killed the people. And remember, the heck was that called? You know the movie I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Um,
What was the name? See, Shan's the movie buff. He likes to watch movies.
they had a
Me,
couple. They had a couple of them. You know where everyone went out and they had to kill each other to survive.
oh, that's a
Um,
lot of those kind of movies.
Jennifer Lawrence was in it.
Mm.
I remember the second one or third one was Mockingjay.
Oh, the Hunger Games.
Hunger
Hunger
Games, yeah,
Games, I mean.
right. The first Hunger Games, they gave some of the people out there fighting, ate the berries. Well, they were poisonous. The Hunger Games, yeah, thank Don. But yeah,
Hmm.
so you gotta be careful of the berries too.
So what I got is that right now well, in the way the world is, the political climate, our personal lives, our community, some of us may be going through a hard journey right now. But remember that there is strength in expressing your emotions in a healthy manner. Cry, make sure you get it all out, but don't lose focus. There is good things coming. There are good things to live for. Some days I get up and I don't necessarily want to believe it, and I ask where the mothership is. Come take me away. But
I
despite
know.
whatever you might be going through, whatever hardships within your own life or you see in your community, globally, politically, just stay focused on the positive and know that your emotions are your strengths, and to be able to express them in a healthy, loving way. And crying is okay, however it is that you want to, express them. So
Yes, it is.
to feel is to be human.
Way
So,
to tap in there, Heather. Beautiful.
yeah.
Love it.
Oh, well, thank you, Scott,
Well,
for
thank
having
you.
me.
It
We
was a
got to
good
do this
time.
more often. I love the mysteries. I
Yeah.
do. I do.
Like I said, we can usually try something every other week. Your
Yeah,
channel, mine, whatever works. Invite a guest, but this week I said, well, let's just do us two.
sure.
Check it out.
All
So
right.
thank you,
Now I
Holly,
got
for
that. Now I got that
your interest
John
and
Mellencamp
everything.
song in my head. Check it out. Do 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 do. And he goes, check
I
it
gotta,
out.
like I said, I gotta check out the Oak Island show now, since I know they're
Yeah.
checking on.
Just keep track and reach out to that girl and say, hey, remember me? I
I
get a
don't
little
remember.
cut in that. Remember?
I gotta see if I saved the emails.
Scott.
What?
Well, what if you were right
I know
and
that'd
you
be
wanted to
crazy.
get a hold of her? Man, I would have like written that email down address down somewhere. I would have saved it.
I'm sure it's in there. I don't think I would have erased that.
Well,
I
hopefully,
don't.
if they do find something, that she'll reach out and say, here's a
Well,
little
it's like,
something something on the side. Thank you.
yeah, it's kind of like also that. It's looking at Debbie there. We were communicating about that Malaysia flight they're searching for. I would love for them to find that too near where I think it is.
Where do you think it is?
Oh, they're close. They're like, I think they were like a couple hundred miles too far south.
They've been
So
finding a few pieces here and there. So
yeah, there's some that floated over towards Madagascar or whatever.
yeah, but that wasn't a regular accident. That was I keep feeling that was intentional.
Yeah.
That was a deliberate. There was somebody like that helicopter crash. I won't get into it, keep us any longer. But when I heard about the helicopter crash and her who was on it, I said, "Nah, that wasn't right. That wasn't." Yeah, in the Ukraine today.
Tracy
So,
Ralph loves your hair.
oh, it's growing out, Tracy. Yeah, the lady originally butchered it, and I found out that the same place I went for my hair, and I mean, my scalp was showing through, and I found out from somebody else just last week that the place that I went to, they went to, and they actually where their hair cutter was drew blood. So beware of great clips. Be careful.
Oh, good lord! How can they mess up that bad?
Oh, apparently
That's
they can.
crazy.
You should have seen what my back of my head looked like. It was awful. But
Weird.
yes, it looks good now, Tracy. Yes, it's growing out. So yay. I don't feel like I wear a hat over my head anymore. So all
Hey,
righty. Thank you everybody for joining us. We love
yep.
you.
Blessings. Love to everyone.
Bye.